is past, the rain is over and gone, the flowers appear on the earth, the time of the singing of birds is come, and the voice of the turtle is heard in our land. Here it comes. He struck him out, and Morris has a no-hitter.
There's a drive to left. That one is long gone.
You don't want to walk you.
There's a long drive to right, and it is a home run for Gibson. A three-run homer. The Tigers take it 8-4.
There's a long drive all the left down the line. If it stays there, it's gone. If they fair ball, hits the facing of the upper deck. Home run number 50 for Central Fielder.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Roar Live, right here on My Michigan TV and the Gavana Broadcast Network.
Staticky.
Staticky? I'm staticky?
Yep, a little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah, there you go.
Sounds good to me.
Okay, there you go.
Jared's got it under control.
Yep.
Well, hello, everybody. We're just working on some kinks. It's been a couple of weeks since we've been on, and a lot of things to talk about in Detroit sports, don't you think, Cole? You got the Tigers, who are 9.5 up in the Central, and
Are they that much up?
yeah, 9.5 up, and the Florida Panthers have won the Stanley Cup, and what's the NBA?
That's two in a
looking
row,
like?
right?
That's two in a row. 2 in a row against the Oilers. This is the second year in a row, the Oilers. So what's going on in the NBA? You're the NBA guy.
No.
Anything?
3-2. 3-2.
3-2.
Oklahoma leads the series 3-2.
Is it done? I
Yeah.
think it's done.
Yeah, I want to see what Oklahoma. They played tomorrow night. I want to see what kind of guts Indiana has, to see if they can push it to 7.
Okay.
But they could. Oklahoma could finish them
In
tomorrow
Indy
night.
next week?
In Indiana. Yeah.
8:30 p.m. tomorrow night.
Yep.
Yeah.
Actually, it's been a surprisingly decent series with those two markets, Indiana, Oklahoma. It's been decent.
It's been a decent series so
Yeah.
far. Back and forth, back and forth. The Thunder seems like they've been able to kind of stretch them out a little bit.
Yeah. Well, what people are used to seeing are like they want to see the stars,
Right.
Steph, LeBron, and all that. But what you're seeing is really good basketball, like defensively and hard playing. The officiating is good, and there's no, Shea, the kid from Oklahoma, SA, he's a great player, but he's not like the standout Steph or people don't. He's married, he's from Canada, so he's not. You know what I mean? So he's not like the typical in your face kind of like superstar, but he is a superstar. So it's not that many, superstars that are out there. You got these two teams are teams.
Right.
They're playing team basketball. So it's surprising.
Is it surprising that OKC could take the title? And would you consider this a better team than when Durant, Westbrook, and Harden were there?
Absolutely, because they were all egomaniacs.
That's true. Over the course of the few years, we've seen that.
But it separates. These guys are a team,
Right.
So you can have the superstar, but can the superstars play together? And Shea, he does that. He gets everybody involved. If he's not going, those other three, and they were young, and they were all superstars in their own right. So they didn't know how to close it out and put it all together. But these guys are playing team, and the defense is just both teams have played extremely good defense throughout this series. So I want to see tomorrow, see what Indiana comes out and what they do at home tomorrow, see if they can extend it to 7. But I think Oklahoma will win the series.
Okay. Well, speaking of NBA, our own Detroit Pistons, what do you think? You're hearing so many different rumors out there. Kevin Durant coming here. I hope that doesn't happen.
Why do you say that?
I just don't think he's a good fit here. I don't want to mortgage the future, so to speak, to bring in a guy like him. The only place he's been able to be successful is Golden State. It was a nightmare in Brooklyn.
Well, in Oklahoma, but they didn't close the deal.
Well, I mean, even in Brooklyn when he went there, was it him? Yeah,
Him
him,
and
Kyrie,
Kyrie.
and was it Harden too? Wasn't it?
Yeah, Harden was there.
Yeah, and that turned out to be a trash can. And then when they went to Phoenix,
Yeah.
that was, I mean,
Yeah,
you got the highest payroll in basketball, and you don't even make the playoffs.
That goes to show you that's that team stuff.
You see a lot of these trades, speculations, proposals, and I haven't seen one that I look at and say, yeah, I would do that.
They threw Giannis out there.
I just don't know if I would want Giannis for like 3 or 4 of our young. I mean, I'm not worried about the draft picks because that's a coin toss every year anyway. And if you're in that winning and you're going to be in the 20th pick, you don't know what you're going to get, right?
Right.
For the most part.
Right.
I just feel like I just don't know if I'd want to give up a Holland or a Jaden Ivey to get a guy like Giannis. I mean, I like Giannis. I think he's a great basketball player. I just don't know. I don't know if he would be a fit here. You always see these big stars move, and it's not like, to me, it's not like the what is it? The Pistons with Billups and Hamilton, and they brought Rasheed over. Rasheed was kind of a perfect fit here. I don't know if Giannis would be that kind of a fit here.
Yeah. Well, Rasheed, I'm a little staticky here. Forgive me. Rasheed fit because the Pistons, they have that reputation as tough, again, grit,
Right.
and going to work, and that was his deal. Like, there's only been, even when Zeke was here, he was the only flash.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the Pistons, I think to get away, I think they can still be the grit, the tough, the defense, the hard nose with a splash. I really think they need a stretch, somebody who can shoot. Giannis is going to make the mid-range stuff, but I think they need another 4 shooter. I think 3 or 4. You know what I mean? Like,
Just stretch the floor, so to speak.
It can be a little. It's okay now. You're competing. Orlando's getting better. They're not. God knows what Philly is. Paul George, whatever. But the Pistons now, they're there. They've made it through the lows. Shout out to Langdon, Trajan Langdon, Duke guy, the GM. But I think they should go after something alongside Cade. You know me, I always say the superstars you have to have, but it has to be the right superstar.
I mean, but do you think
the right star.
You don't want to see what they have in Ivy first before they throw him away? I mean, he was having a good season until he got hurt. I just would hate to see them give up on somebody as young and a guy they drafted.
Yeah.
For, don't get me wrong.
That's just that's the business.
Would
of
a
it.
Devin Booker fit here? I mean, you just don't know how these superstars can, mess up the. Well, I wouldn't say mess up. But
Well, scratch that one off. Scratch Booker off. He's out. He's done. He's done.
I think you got to switch that out.
I'll switch it out.
Yeah. Staticky, huh?
A little bit. Let me see what's going on here. Let me switch it out.
Yeah, switch it out. Well, while you're switching that out, let's talk some Tigers.
Let's see. Yep, we're good.
You're good?
Yep.
Must have been that
Yep.
the little piece there.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, scratch the Booker thing off. He's not going. He's not leaving. He's waiting for.
I
Durant
think,
to leave.
but for me, I just think I'd rather see the Pistons hold off at least one more year to see what they have in these young players.
You say one more year.
Give them another year with Ivy. What would they have been like in the playoffs with Ivy? A full year with Ivy.
Yeah.
I want to see that. Maybe if you're going to go and get somebody, get somebody that it's not going to cost you, somebody that was I don't. I kind of want to see him hold on to Holland too.
Yeah, I mean, I like the team now. I think they made a lot of mistakes, but those are growing pains, like in the playoffs. But
Right.
everybody is saying make a swing, But if they run it back, I think they'll be in a good position.
I think they could make the playoffs. I mean, they made the playoffs without Ivy.
They'll definitely make the playoffs. Definitely, no question about it. They're the team. They're one of the teams now. They're the top 3-4 in the East.
Or see what you got going on, and give it about a half season before the trade deadline, and then see what you can do.
And they all can grow together. The coach, the players, they have some growing to do. So they're still young.
Yeah.
The thing is, it's
You think
time.
Bickerstaff is the coach to take them to the finals?
He's going to have to be. He's going to have to be, because I don't see anybody else coming in and. He's got the ear. He's
Sure.
got their ear. So I don't see anybody. Yeah, he's got to be. He has to.
Maybe this is the perfect chemistry.
Yeah.
You got your coach.
Yep.
You got your GM.
Yep.
And you got these young guys that have been playing together now for about a year or two together.
Yeah, kind of lioness.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got to go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, the Detroit Tigers, as I said earlier in the show, are first place, 9.5 over the Guardians.
Mm-hmm.
They are 25-11 at home, 22-16 away. They're 6-4 in the last 10, and they did beat the Pirates last night, 7-3.
They did. Did Skeens throw last night?
No.
No.
Last night it was Bailey Falter. I wonder if Skeens is going to be in on this
On this series?
on this series, and if it'll be Scooble versus Skeens. That would be a good
I would like to
matchup.
see that. But if Skeens is not in, then the Tigers will sweep them.
You think so?
Oh, yeah. Pirates are terrible. So I'm going to go ahead right now today. What's today, June 17th?
Yes.
I'm going to admit I was wrong. I thought Cleveland would win the Central. Unless the Tigers do what they did last year in reverse, the Central's theirs.
Wow. You heard it first.
They're 9 up.
9 up.
I mean, hell would have to freeze over
Well, that's
to
true.
to lose that lead. Unless they do a total 160 or 180 or whatever you guys call it, 450, whatever it is. if they do what they did last year in
Okay.
reverse
Okay.
and lose 9 straight, then but I don't see that happening.
Well, they definitely have the number one pitcher in Scooble.
You got the number 1 pitcher in Schoolboy.
And Flaherty's been throwing well, and I know we've talked about it before, but Flaherty's finally getting some runs scored with him. The only thing that I'm gonna say this: the only thing that kind of frustrates me a little bit is that you're seeing a lot of 11-1 ball games, and then the next day you lose 11-1. There's just a lot of blowouts. I mean, yeah, they're winning some tight games, but I just think they need another bat.
You just hit it on the head. That's what's going to lose them the World Series. That's why they're not going to win the World Series.
Well,
You just
I
said-
think
you-
we all think. I don't know if I think they could win the World Series, not with the Dodgers.
It's the Dodgers. It's the Dodgers
To lose.
ring to lose.
Yeah.
But the Tigers can go. So the Tigers can go. I mean, anything can happen in
Sure.
the AL.
And who
in
who
baseball.
knows who gets hot towards the
Right.
end of the year,
Right.
which is what the Tigers did last year.
So the Tigers aren't hitters.
Right.
They hit when they have to hit. They score when they have to score. We said earlier, your guy Torque, he's got 16 bombs. They're meaningful bombs,
Yes.
but he's right at his career.
Right.
235.
Riley
whatever.
Green is hitting bombs.
Riley-
Kerry Carpenter.
Carpenter's hitting Carpenter's hitting 260.
Yeah.
Carpenter's going to hit 270, whatever. He's hitting 260. He's hitting home runs. Now, what I do think, I never did. I don't think much of Meadows. I don't think much of him.
Really?
No, I don't.
Why do you say that?
He can't hit.
Do you think it's though he's just coming back from an injury? He's gonna have to get his feet wet a little bit.
No, can't hit.
No.
Can't hit. Can't hit. Like, he's your everyday center fielder. He's going to be, for the rest of the year.
Sure. I mean,
He's got to hit.
He's batting at
He's batting
133.
Yeah, can't hit. Baez is still doing. But everything is calming down, coming back down. But they have such a cushion that they're going to be fine. Now you got to do things in October. Now start setting yourself up for October. People start getting better. Colt Keith, Baez, stay consistent if you can. You know Hinch is going to be Hinch. The key to me in these short series, stay out of the short series. The key to me is, like, remember Golden State in basketball, it was always if Clay goes nuts, they're unbeatable.
Right.
If Flaherty does what he's supposed to do, Tigers will be trouble.
Well, is it kind of concerning though that Jackson Jobe is now Tommy John, so he's done this year. I would say he's pretty much done next year too.
It is.
So right now you really only have Skubal, Flaherty, Mize. Reese Olson's been on and off the injured list. Do you think they need another starting pitcher?
You need a closer, and you need. It's Skubal and Flaherty. The other two will get no. It's Skubal and Flaherty.
You don't think trade deadline they need to go out and get a starter? I mean, I don't know who would be available.
Sale. They're talking sale. It depends. Let's see what how the Braves, are they going to continue to tank, or are they going to make a run for the wild card? Sale would be your guy. Sale would be your guy. Now I'm comfortable.
Braves are 12 out.
Yeah. So what are they wild card? What's the wild card? Are they going to make a push for that? Then you keep Sale. If they don't, go see if you can get him. Now you got Skubal, Sale, Flaherty. That's a little scary.
You think that's
Flaherty
that's enough to get
consistent.
them through the playoffs?
Well, I still don't think that nobody's going to beat the Yankees, but that's just me. But that is scary. Those three are scary.
Okay.
Those three can beat anybody. Yeah. It's up to Flaherty though.
You're right.
He's always the link.
Right.
You know Skubal's going to kill you. You know Sales can get you. Those are two Cy Young winners, and they're lefties.
That's true. That is true. So, looking
Got
at
the best manager in baseball.
So my thing is this: there has been trade proposals that you always hear, the trade rumors, so to speak. One that I kind of like is bringing back Eugenio Suarez, a third baseman. You need one. He's a guy that can hit bombs. He takes walks. He's a middle of the order kind of guy. That could free up Torkelson a little bit, free up Riley Green a little bit, and you're not depending on a McKinstry and a Baez at third. Not that they're bad, but I mean you want a hitter in there, and there's a guy who since the Tigers traded him away for Alfredo Simon, the Reds, he's been a 20-plus home runner. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's already made 2 All-Stars. And
that's what happens. Except for no, we got to check because he started out first. But I think, is he tanking over there?
Who?
What was his name? He left. He used to get hit in the face. He played in third. What's his name?
Oh, Castellanos.
Castellanos.
I just seen him, and I think that he could be in some hot water too in Philly because I just seen an article where he was upset with the manager that they took him out. But I was looking at his stats, he's actually thrived since he's left Detroit.
No, he has. I'm just saying this year. Yeah, he has. Actually, he has.
I wouldn't mind. Honestly, God, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back here.
Well, he can't play third.
Put him in the outfield.
But that's really what you don't need. You kind of got that covered.
But then you got a little bit of a pop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what people don't realize is Castellanos, when he's here, if I'm not mistaken, he was in the minors. He was a third baseman.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why they converted him to the outfield because was it Miggy was allegedly a third base. Well, he was with the Marlins.
Yeah, he was with the Marlins. Wingy was third base with the Marlins. But Castellanos, he made too many errors. I mean, he was just not a good third base, and he was better in the outfield. He's better in right field.
I mean, I would love to see them go out and make a splash. I think they do need a closer because they Will Vest. He got hurt the other day, but he avoided the IL, which is good. Especially with a lot of these pitchers that they had. Tommy Conley's pitched well since coming over from the Yankees.
Need a closer.
Chase Lee's done well.
You need that. When you get to the World Series and the playoffs, you have to have Skubal. You have to have that.
Who would you go out and get?
I would try to get Sale.
Well, I mean, if you wanted a closer, do you really think that's their biggest thing right now is closing? I can't see them making a huge splash at the deadline for a closer.
I don't think that's the first thing.
Because I heard.
You need a third baseman.
Is it Chapman?
And a pitcher. You need a third baseman and a bat.
Didn't I hear? Is it Aroldis Chapman that plays for the Red Sox? Yeah, I had heard. Oh, they should go out and get him. I don't know. He's not. I don't know if Chapman. I mean, Chapman can throw the heat.
Yeah, he's not the
same. I mean,
same.
when he was here, though, he's not. Like I said, when he played against Detroit, I don't feel like he's that same lights out.
He's not the
guy.
same anymore. Actually, is there a lights out? There's not. Is there a lights out closer right now?
Well, let me ask you this. So, do you feel like grabbing a Sale would be great? I would love to see Chris Sale here.
Oh, yeah.
But do you think the Tigers are kind of depending on a little bit too much this chaos pitching? And maybe these teams are kind of, figuring it out, so to speak?
Well,
I mean, it's worked for them, but
the regular season and playoffs is totally different.
right. You're not going to be able to go chaos in the playoffs.
You're not. And if if Harris is smart, they say he is. Like I said, he's got to show. I think he is, but these ain't his guys. So make a move. The Flaherty thing blew up in everybody's face last year. But I think you need something. This team is not going to win the World Series. They're just not. They're capable of getting very close to it, but even if they got there, I still don't think.
I don't think they have the pop.
They don't. You need a bat. And if you can get a Sale though, and don't get that bat, I still would like that. I would take that. Pitching. You got to have it.
I just feel like they need at least a power hitter in that lineup in some capacity.
Yeah, a proven one.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I think Suarez fits that bill. I don't think it's going to cost you that much if you traded for him. I don't know what Sale signed for with.
I think you
with
only
the
have
Braves.
to. I think you won't have to do it all. I don't think it's something to it. I don't think you'll have to cover it all. But yeah, Cy Young. You got 2 Cy Youngs.
Yeah. Any other team in the American League that's kind of caught you?
It's going to come down to the New York, Houston Tigers.
Astros on top in the West. We talked about that, though. We sure did.
They always,
I think the last few times it was.
Yeah.
We've been on the show. It's been Mariners, then Rangers, and then now it's the Astros.
Yep.
And they're kind of pulling away a little bit, 4.5.
They're coming out of that. They're 5 up.
Rays are 2.5 behind your Yankees.
They won't make it. They always do this.
Is it surprising to you, though? Oh, I know what I was going to tell you.
They'll always do this.
Another person that they were saying that they could be on the trading block, that the Tigers could go after, is Bo Bichette with the Blue Jays. Do you think that would be a good pickup?
Yeah.
Put him at shortstop?
Anything that you can add on that can hit and play the field, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
So do you think that would be a good fit here?
Yeah. Yep. Bregman would still be a good fit if he wanted to be here. I would get him. If he changed his mind and something in the clause, I would go get him. Yeah. He's solid. He can play. He can hit. He can play defense. You know, he can pick the ball up. It's going to be crucial. Third base is crucial. You need somebody over there who can put some RBIs. And is going to make plays, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, I would definitely. But what the Tigers, what they better figure out is how they're going to keep Skubal. That's what they better. That's been the big talk. They're already in the playoffs. How do you keep your ace, or do you let him walk?
Well, I
He
don't
wants
think
half
they're
$1
gonna-
billion.
Hey, listen. I don't think you can't let Scooble walk. You can't.
He wants $500 million.
Well, I mean, that's the price of these.
But he wants it for 10 years. I don't give it to him.
That's too long for
That's
a
too
pitcher.
long. It's too long. His arm can fall off tomorrow.
Right.
You can't do that. You can't. Now, you're talking about you love how the young and all that. That'll totally ruin their team. It'll totally ruin it. If you give him $500 million for 10 years, it's over. They'll never win.
Well, I see your point on that, but then
He wants
you
10
think
years.
to yourself,
Scott Boras is his agent.
oh, well, yeah. But then you think to yourself, well, we let Scherzer walk because we didn't want to pay him what? At that time, it was like $250 million. And what did he do? He ended up going off and winning, what, 2 Cy Youngs after he left out of here? I think it was 2.
Yep.
A World Series win. Mm-hmm. So, you hate to see these big, anything that's like 10 years or more. All
Now
for me
you're
as a
reading-
Tiger fan, all I keep thinking about is Miggy, Victor Martinez's loss.
You can't do it anymore.
Especially a pitcher,
Can't do it.
because he's not going out there every day.
Just give him 4 years. Extend him to 4 years. See, they should have did it last year. Should have extended him last year. Now, he wants the farm.
Well, he was supposed to pitch tonight, and they rained out. So we have a split doubleheader tomorrow against the Pirates.
Okay.
So that's how everything's looking there. In the National League, what are you seeing over there?
Dodgers.
Well, yeah, I mean, is there any other team?
The Cubs were playing okay. Now, I'm going to tell you, here's a sleeper.
They're
Seriously.
6.5 up.
Here's a sleeper.
Who?
San Francisco.
Well, they are in second place, 3.5 out in the West.
I would be very careful. Didn't they just get
They
Devers?
just got Devers. I wanted to ask you about that. That Devers, I know Devers did not want to play the field. He wanted a DH. And they wanted to move him to first after, I believe, the Red Sox had an injury to their first baseman.
I thought it was the other way around. I thought Devers wanted to. I thought he didn't want to. He wanted to play. What did you say? You said he. Played,
I
you said he just wanted
was
to
under the
DH?
assumption that
He just wanted to hit.
yeah, he just wanted to hit, and he said that if I'm not mistaken, this
Or
was
he
a
was
few
gonna,
weeks ago
so-
before
well, somebody's
the
gonna,
trade.
Okay, somebody was going to bench him, and he said no. They were going to bench him, and he said no. I ain't doing that or whatever. I'm not moving. That's what he was saying.
But you know what though? Here's a guy that's making all that money.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you think that's a little selfish?
It's very Juan Soto-ish.
Yeah.
It's very selfish.
I mean, because, if you really wanted to win, don't you think, and I just don't think Devers is that guy.
No, see, a lot of these players are there's 2 selfishes.
Okay.
They're selfish, and then they're selfish.
Okay.
He's selfish, like me, selfish.
Okay.
Ricky Henderson was selfish and selfish. Ricky Henderson wanted to win and play every day,
Right.
and he wanted his stats. That's okay. That's what we play for. We play to hit and run and steal. And he wanted his stats, but he still played hard for the team. He cared about the team. So they're selfish and they're selfish. Some of these guys are just Juan Soto selfish, not swinging at pitches because you get moved in the lineup. That's just selfish. That's selfish. And that's how Devers, he pulled that. Yeah. So
How do you think he'll fare in San Fran?
He'll probably be okay because change of scenery, all that stuff is behind him. Sometimes people just have to go and do something different. He'll probably be okay. They ran pretty good. That's a great organization. Over
To
there.
me, though, I think that's just a big red flag for him.
Yeah. 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 It's bad. It's just bad business.
I mean, because my thing is this: if you're making all that money, if they want you, I mean, if you had, I mean, he had the capacity to play first. I think he's played first before. I think he played third.
Third.
And third too.
Yeah.
My thing is, if you have that capacity, I mean, you just don't see those guys like Pete Rose and these superstars back in the day.
Selfish.
They wanted to play.
That's selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. They wanted to play. That's we already talked about. That's just a modern athlete. It's more so like everybody wants money. We get it. Mm-hmm. But there's a way to conduct it. There's a way to go about it. And a lot of these guys put the money before the team, and you don't get a whole lot, out of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't get the effort. The money's already there, And a lot of these players, too, like, the coaches were they don't respect their coaches.
Right.
Or they call them coaches. Skippers, managers. They don't, you know what I mean? Because they call them coaches.
Sure. Well, do you really even have those hard knocks managers anymore?
I can't think
I
of
mean,
them.
I'm thinking. I don't think you have. You don't have the Sparky Andersons and
You got
Tommy Lasorda.
Francona's still here. He's still out with Cincinnati. They were just here. Yeah. I think the last guy, Bochy. I think Roberts is kind of from the old school with the Dodgers. He's a player's guy, and I think, he's still Skip. But a lot of them are not skippers anymore. It's just coaches. And the players put themselves over the coach and the money and the brand, and they put it all over everything. So, they don't respect a lot of players in each sport, all of them. They don't respect the actual game itself.
Sure.
It's more of a, I always go back to Jeter. He's always say, hustle on and off. You never know who's watching, no matter how big you get or whatever. Hustle in and out of the dugout. Play the game the right way because it's giving you an opportunity to live beyond your wildest dreams.
Right.
So just respect it and play hard. That's all. It's people that can't even, again, buy eggs. Respect the game. Play hard. Get your money, but do it the right way. Nobody's saying not get your money, but do it the right way.
Right.
And a lot of these players don't do it the right way.
Unfortunate, but true.
Yeah.
So listen, the All-Star game's coming up. A few weeks.
How?
I mean, we're almost halfway through.
Almost halfway.
Isn't that
through.
crazy? I mean, we were just talking. We were doing the show.
It'll be football
pre-season.
season in a month.
Or spring training.
Yeah, it'll be football season in a month.
So
A little over a month. The All-Star Tigers, who are they got going? They shouldn't have. The only person that should go is Hinch and Scooble.
Well, I'm going to tell you
I
something.
see it. Riley Green is going.
These are the, as of today, or as of the June 16th, American League, first baseman, number 1, Paul Goldschmidt.
Yay.
Guerrero Jr. is 2.
We got Goldsmith. Yeah.
Jonathan Aranda for the Rays is 3. Spencer Torkelson is 4. The number 1 second baseman right now,
Torres.
And number 2 is Jackson Holliday. And Altuve, believe it or not, is 3. And your Yankee second baseman, Jazz Chisholm, is 4. Looking at the shortstops, believe it or not, Bobby Witt Jr. is not number 1. Jacob Wilson from the Athletics is up there.
Good player.
And Jeremy Pena for the Astros is 3. And Bo Bichette is number 4. And your guy, Volpe, number 5. Looking at third baseman, the number 1 third baseman for the American League is Jose Ramirez, followed by Bregman.
Of course.
And Addison Barger for the Blue Jays. And believe it or not, at number 4, Zach McKinstry for the Tigers. That's shocking to me.
Yeah.
Designated hitters. Ryan O'Hearn is the leader right now for the Orioles. Ben Rice is for the Yankees at number 2. And then you have to go down to number 6 with Colt Keith at number 6. Catchers. The number 1 catcher right now with 1 million votes, actually. He looks like he's the top getter other than Judge. Is Cal Raleigh from the Mariners. Alejandro Kirk, Blue Jays, is 2. Dylan Dingler for the Tigers is 3. And he's been playing well. Dylan Dingler's been playing very well.
He has.
Outfielders, the top 3 outfielders right now are Aaron Judge, Riley Green, Mike Trout, and then you have to go. Believe it or not, I'm going to tell you this: the top 10 out of the top 10 outfielders, the Tigers have 3. You got Riley Green at 2,
That's sad.
Baez at 5, and Kerry Carpenter at 7.
That's sad.
Carpenter has more votes than, well, of course, this is still early.
Yeah.
George Springer, Julio Rodriguez, Jaron Duran.
But the Tigers are winning.
They are.
So you get that.
So you do get that.
yeah.
And those guys have been playing well.
Yeah, they've been playing.
Looking in the National League, the number 1 right now, the number 1 first baseman, Freddie Freeman. I mean, would you consider him probably the best first baseman in the league?
In all of baseball?
I think he's better than Goldschmidt.
Yeah, Goldschmidt.
I love Paul Goldschmidt.
Yeah, I do too. Goldschmidt he's showing me a whole lot. He could be comeback player of the year. I've always loved him. Great first baseman. I think Freeman might be a little better defensively.
Okay. You think he's better than Pete Alfonso from the Mets?
Yeah.
He's getting a lot more votes than him.
I would take Freeman's nice. Yeah.
Believe it or not, Bryce Harper is at number 4.
I believe that.
Second base. Here's a guy I don't know too much about. Ketel Marte for the Diamondbacks. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, he's good.
And
Marte's
some other Tommy Edman from the Dodgers is at number 2. Lindor rounds out the top shortstop in the National League right now. Mookie Betts is at 2.
Yeah, Betts has got to be. I mean, if Betts doesn't, he was sick and hurt a little bit earlier, but Mookie can be considered top 5 in baseball player, period.
Trey Turner from the Phillies at number 3. Ellie De La Cruz for the Reds at number 4.
Very good.
Looking at third baseman, the number 1 third baseman right now for the National League in votes is Manny Machado.
It's baby Alex. That was Alex's protege, A-Rod's protege.
Max Muncy for the Dodgers is number 2.
Muncy's good too.
And the guy we just talked about, hopefully the Tigers can go out and get, Eugenio Suarez.
Yeah, that'll be a big deal.
Yeah.
That'll be a big deal.
And then another guy who the Tigers were kind of trade rumors even before the season, Alec Bohm from the Phillies at number 5. Designated hitters, Shohei Ohtani,
The one and only.
and Rafael Devers for the Giants at number 2.
Yep.
Suzuki for the Cubs and Kyle Schwarber. Catchers. Were you going to say something?
No, I was going to say Shohei threw the other day, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he only pitched 1 inning though, but he was. I think he clocked out at 100. Is he the best player in the game?
No.
Really?
No.
Who's the best player?
It's between Mookie, Shohei, Judge.
You'd rather have Judge than? Would you rather have Judge than Shohei? Really? Is that just because you're a Yankees fan?
No.
Don't you think Shohei is better all around?
No.
He can pitch. He can hit.
But
Homers.
see, here's the thing. Homers and average, they're the same. Judge hits more homers. Shohei he doesn't play enough on the outfield. He's not going to pitch for the Dodgers. That's over. He's not. It's too much wear and tear on his body. He's not going to pitch for the Dodgers. He's not as good. People forget. Aaron Judge is 6'7", 270, and he's a Gold Glove outfielder. He plays center and right. Shohei doesn't play the field. That's the only reason. And Shohei's not as good. He's not as fluent in the outfield. He's not. Now, hitting, pure hitting, he's a better hitter than Judge. But Judge still bats 300 with all the home runs, with a better throwing arm from the outfield, not pitching. Judge can't pitch. Now, if Shohei was to pitch and do all that and be in the rotation like Scooble and all, yeah, because he's pitching and doing both. But he's not going to do that. That's the only reason. That's the only reason. There's nothing like Shohei. I haven't seen nothing like him. Can throw like that, pitch like that, and don't forget, steal 50 bases. So he's done. Mookie comes from Gold Glove outfield to Gold Glove shortstop. So those three, I can't. You can argue it. I just think Judge does more than Shohei, and he's going to because I wouldn't pitch Shohei if I was the Dodgers.
Would you give him another year?
Well, they signed him for what? 90?
No, but I mean, like, would you say, since he's come off an injury, let him build his arm strength back up, and then maybe pitch him next year?
Even if he is as strong and comes back, I still wouldn't pitch him, and I don't think in the future they're going to.
Even relief?
Nope, because it's
too much of a liability.
It's too much of a liability, man. This guy's going to hit 3 out of 4 times, and he's going to get on and steal bases. He leads off for crying out loud. You know what I mean? Like,
sure.
I know that was the goal for Shohei. I'm going to pitch too. He's not. He's just not. Look at Cole. Look, at any given time, your arm can go. That's why I said they won't do Scooble. You can't give him 10 for that much money. 5, okay, figure it out with 5. But Shohei's not going to pitch. He's not. I don't see him pitching I don't see him pitching throughout his career. That's just my take on it.
Catchers. Will Smith for the Dodgers.
Of course.
And a catcher that the Tigers had last year and traded him away to the Texas Rangers.
I was going to say
Carson
that.
Kelly.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Interesting.
I was going to say that. Yeah.
But you know what, though? I'm going to be honest with you. Carson Kelly played good here.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know really. I just don't know if it was a salary dump or they just didn't think he could. They just wanted to go with Dingler and Rogers, which, hey.
We got to keep Scooby happy.
Yeah, and Dingler is played very well.
He has.
And so's Rogers.
He has.
They've both been very consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't blame them for that.
You know what the Tigers are? The Tigers are they're a tag team.
Yeah, I would say so. I like that. That's viewpoint on that.
You're up. Okay, I'm out. But the beauty of the tag team, nobody's upset. That's why they win. Because nobody's upset. Nobody cares. Carp, one day is your day. Meadows, one day is your day. That's how they're doing it. I just don't think they can sustain it to win the World Series. But they don't care. They're the perfect definition of team baseball. Colt Keith will go to first. Torque don't care. You know what I mean? Like, everybody's getting a turn. They just tag in the next guy. Tag in the next guy. Javi's got an attitude. He's always had an attitude. He didn't say anything. Meadows came back. He went to third. You know what I mean? Like, nobody's moaning.
Right.
Nobody's complaining. Everybody has a job to do, and they're just doing it. That's the key to it. They could have easily been like, I'm not, But it all comes with coaching. It all comes with coaching. If you believe in the coach and you listen to the coach, just look through history. Just look throughout history in every sport. When you buy into the coach, you usually get a championship.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, so that is true.
Mm-hmm. Or you're usually taking it to the next level.
Yeah.
A la Lions, 0-16. Campbell comes, NFC Championship.
Right. Well,
Buy into the
speaking of
coaches.
the Lions, since this is how this show got started,
Yeah, the Roar.
the Roar, a lot of football getting ready to take place here in the next few weeks.
We have to do meetings. We had to pull Jared up. Can we get Jared up?
I don't know. Can we get Jared up? Jared, I know he's in there somewhere.
I'm here. My camera's not working.
Okay.
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Jared, I got a question for you. We have to do a meeting. We have to have a meeting.
Yeah.
Before the season, are we doing for the folks that are listening? Are we doing the Lions Roar the day after on Mondays?
Because I know we kind of switched it around.
Are we doing it
What do we
Sunday
decide on
after the
that?
game? Did we ever decide, or are we going to sit down and?
I think we're gonna sit down and decide.
Yeah.
But if anybody's listening to this right now and has a preference, we want to know from our audience.
Yeah.
So let us know down
What
below.
would you rather do?
Let's start
hear
doing
us
that.
right after the game,
Yeah.
or the next day.
Let's start doing that. Let's
Yeah.
start putting it out there to see if we can get people to chime in.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I mean, we seen. I think.
I like them both. It won't matter
Yeah.
to me. It won't matter to me.
I mean, I think we got a lot of people watching right after the game. You kind of build on that excitement, but then a lot of those games that don't start till 7 or 8 o'clock. I don't know how many people that. I mean, we had a lot of people watching us even after
Maybe
those. But
maybe those games
we do
you
the
do the
next
next day. Yeah, and do the other ones. But it's up to Jared. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
Okay, that's it.
that's a good
That's
thing.
all I wanna know.
Hey, that's
Because it's coming, folks. It's coming, and I know you guys are anticipating your Lions to go all the way. So it's coming. I'm excited about the season too.
well. There is a. How do the NFC North quarterbacks rank coming into 2025?
That's easy.
What do you have? I'd love to hear this. I already know.
No, I'll give you the real order. I can give you the real list. Not my list. I'll give you the real list. Goff, Love, Chicago, and Minnesota, whoever they're going to throw out there. I don't think JJ is the guy. But it's Goff, Love, the kid, I think he's talented, Caleb, and then Minnesota. Do I personally think Love's better than Goff?
Pigeon Forge is home to the Great
Not.
Smoky Mountains and endless amounts of family.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah. Ford, the Lions.
Sorry about that.
I think Love is better than Goff.
You think Love is better than Golf? Okay.
Like this, I think
Just
that
because of youth?
yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you for saying, yeah.
Okay.
I think his upside is more. Golf is, we already know what Golf's going to do. And I think Caleb there, and then, yeah. But Golf's the guy in the North.
So I just read an article this today, actually. The big saga right now is the Lions trying to get another defensive edge. Now, I'm hearing Thibodeau from the Giants.
I heard that. Didn't they have a chance to draft him?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I know the year Hutchinson came out,
That was the year they could have got.
Jacksonville grabbed what's his name?
Yeah. That was the year
His name is
they're trying to get another.
Thibodeau came out the year after, I think. I don't know. I'll have to look.
So what about center? Who's moving over to do that?
Well, that's a good question because, and it's been a couple weeks since we've talked about this with the Rag now retired. I'm hearing that don't be surprised if the guy they just drafted at guard, Ratledge, moves over there. But I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't mind. It almost makes you wonder, do they get somebody to come in and play maybe from the UFL?
No. I think that luck was with the leg, your guy. Leave it at that. He's the superstar.
What about now? Congratulations to the Michigan Panthers, who made it to the UFL championship game.
Why do they always play Birmingham?
They didn't play Birmingham. They played DC Defenders.
They played Birmingham before that. Right?
Yeah, they played.
Okay,
They played Birmingham in the conference
in the conference, right?
championship.
That's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
Seems like they're always.
And I've heard that that they are going to expand. and this kind of doesn't make sense to me because I think it was who's the guy? Daryl Johnson? Yeah, he's the guy that kind of runs the UFL. And I know they did a lot of the UFL did trademarks to revive the names like the Oakland Invaders. But I had heard, and this is what's kind of shocking to me, is that Birmingham, even though that's where their headquarters is, they don't draw very well.
I was gonna
even
ask-
with that, they've been winning they've been winners since even the USFL started
I was
back.
going to ask you that. Is the league making money? Are they making money?
Well, Daryl Johnson says the league's here to stay.
Okay.
So I would assume that I think it's catching on.
Okay.
You know, it's always going to be a minor league football,
of course.
whereas the USFL was
But
supposed to be a rival to the NFL. And but of course, you don't have the caliber of players that they did back in the '80s when they first started,
Right.
with Jim Kelly and
Right.
Herschel Walker
Right.
and all them.
Right.
But I'll tell you, I'm kind of geeked to see them expand. I mean, it just gives these youngsters more chance to, coming out of college
Showcase.
to play.
Showcase. Yeah.
But here's something. So I thought to myself, here's a guy, Michigan Panthers. Their quarterback won, if I'm not mistaken, Offensive Player of the Year, Bryce Perkins. I wouldn't mind seeing him coming over to the Lions as their number two.
Need it back?
Why not?
So you got rid of the other kid? I don't follow Lions, just so you know.
Well, Hendon's there.
Hooker, right?
Yeah, Hendon. But you've heard. I mean, you've heard so many wacky tales about Hendon Hooker. Why, if he's been in here, why did they have to get Bridgewater off the high school play? You know what I'm saying? So it makes you wonder if. And then they actually played Bridgewater
Well,
instead of
yeah.
Hendon.
I've always said he doesn't fit their system.
So you think he would be good somewhere else?
Yeah, he doesn't fit their system.
So what have you heard? So what do you think about them? You got the trade rumors rolling around that maybe a swap for Hendon Hooker and for Shedeur Sanders. That's been out there. I don't you think that's a moot point? I mean, why would you get? I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Shedeur Sanders has talent. I don't know if he's a starting quarterback in this league, but could he be a decent backup, or is it too much baggage to be a backup quarterback?
I always say you just have to look at the history of things. People are saying, certain sports folks will say, wow. Colorado didn't.
They didn't do anything.
Can he play quarterback in college? Yes. Can he play quarterback in pro? We don't know.
Right.
We don't know. We just don't know.
Right.
Like, you have to. What I'm hearing is it's Flacco's job. He's not even working with ones.
Yeah. I heard he's working with threes.
So we just have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Flacco's going to tank. I mean, they're going to be terrible.
Well, and you also have Kenny Pickett over there. Maybe a change of scenery does him good. I don't know. I'm not saying that he's going to be an all-pro, but, some people have moved and change of scenery. Maybe Kenny Pickett's a better fit with the Cleveland Browns than he was with Pittsburgh.
Kenny Pickett's not a good quarterback.
But is he a number two?
He could be. Chime in for twos, but twos ain't gonna win you no Super Bowl. That's just another guy that can play if your one goes down, and you hope they don't go down. You hope they don't.
Well,
go
I'll
down.
tell you something. But when you look at it, for the Lions, you hope Goff doesn't go down because
right.
you don't have a two. I mean, they got Kyle Allen. He's on there.
Goff can't get hurt.
Oh, I agree with you.
You have two. You have 3 wins tops in your two. That's it. Then you have to get it back to the boss. You have to get it back to your starter. I always just look at a guy like Jay Cutler. Phenomenal talent, arm, everything. He didn't make it in the league. I look at people like Shane Matthews. I look at the kid, Oklahoma. He was good. They got all the money. What was his name? He won the Heisman. He stayed hurt a lot, though. He had a stint with the Rams. He won the Heisman. He was
Yeah. Bradford. Yeah.
Harrington. I'm talking stars in college. Shador wasn't even that in college. So that's the concern. Now, he's a smart kid. He knows the reads and this and that, but he's not the most athletic. He's not the most athletic, folks. And they didn't just run that. What is that? The Big 8? They didn't just run that. Like they didn't wow you with. It was all a marketing push with Deion. Like it's Deion's kid, so it's always going to be. That's why the draft thing was so crazy. If this was any other kid, it would be irrelevant. It wouldn't even be talked about. It wouldn't. And I'm not saying he can't play in the pros. I don't know if he can play in the pros. All we can go by is what we saw in college.
Sure.
I don't know if J.J. McCarthy can play in pro. I don't think so. You had a team that ran their way to the championship and their defense. Can J.J. McCarthy really go in there and catch the eye of Jefferson and Addison and all those guys and Hawkinson? Can he really do all that?
Well, I mean, I agree with you on that because he ran a system with Michigan and was successful, but I just don't know if he's a fit there in Minnesota.
I don't know.
I mean, Blank always used to say he thinks he's that kind of an elite.
He could throw it, yeah.
But I mean, how many times have you seen quarterbacks that don't show that in college that become, great quarterbacks in the NFL? And then how many quarterbacks that you've said, oh, he's an elite quarterback, and then totally blew it?
Well, all of the small time non-big drafted are the best. Come out to be the best. They didn't think much of Mahomes. They didn't think much of Allen. They didn't think much. I mean, those guys, Lamar, they didn't come from the big. Well, Lamar, I think he won the Heisman. But yeah, they didn't think much of those guys. They didn't, and they're the stars. Normally, like they had your guy, he's turned it around. My guy, Baker. I used to give Baker a hard time. He's turned it around, but Baker's still not going to win a Super Bowl.
Right.
He was a number 1 draft pick, and he struggled. Mm-hmm. And Baker was good in college. Manziel. Ryan Leaf. So it's a lot. You have to just wait. You just have to just wait. You have to wait. Geno Smith turned it around. I never thought he was any good, but he turned it around. But he's still just here. He's not going to get up to there.
Right.
So you have to see. Like Jameis Winston. He's an interception waiting to happen.
40 touchdowns and 50 interceptions.
So
right.
With some crab legs to go along with
right.
it. But so we never know. Shador doesn't have the greatest arm strength. But he has this.
What do you think happens to Shador if he doesn't make the Browns? You think he will play in the UFL?
I don't know if his ego will allow him to do that. And I think with his.
But do you think Deion could tell him, "Hey, look, play in the UFL. Show what you got." You know, we.
That's a good question.
Nobody that I'm thinking of right now.
That's a good question.
Really has stood. I mean, other than Bates, that I'm thinking of. I mean, there's other players that have played, but what I've seen, even like with the, it doesn't just because you leave the UFL and some of these guys have caught on to like the practice squads of the NFL, but they're allowed to come back to the UFL. Mm-hmm. If I was Shador, if you really want to play football, show your stuff. Go to the UFL. Be a star in the UFL. I mean, if I was a UFL, I would try to grab somebody like that to make. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the talent is obviously it's minor league talent.
It's hit or miss,
but it's catching on.
Yeah, it's how bad you want it and how hard you work and how fast you catch on. The NFL's fast. Quarterback's the hardest.
Do you think Shiloh does anything with
maybe
with Tampa?
Maybe good system. They're good coach, defensive coach. It's hit or miss. Kurt Warner worked at Kroger's.
What do you think of Travis Hunter?
He's a Hall of Famer.
You think Travis Hunter is going to do something? Or you think he could be a lot of hype?
Well, he's a lot of hype now. Is he a talent? Yes. Playing both? No. I would put him at receiver. I wouldn't play him at corner. First of all, your body's not going to do it.
You think? Do you think he could
No,
be
he
a
can do
number
it.
one receiver in the league? I just, this draft to me this year.
It's not going to be easy.
There's nobody. I'll tell you who's catching Cam Ward. They're saying that he is in at 5:00 in the morning, and the guy has actually been there. He stays there and sometimes sleeps at the training facility. That's the kind of guy that you really want.
Chip.
Yeah.
You want the chip guy. He's got chip.
Yeah.
People don't think he can play quarterback. That's why. He's got a chip.
Yeah.
He's got something to prove. He's going to do it. Again, it's how bad you want it.
Right.
It's how well you're coached. What system are you in? Who's going to mentor you? Who's going to help you? It's a lot that goes on to it. I can't get into the plays and the calls and all because I don't know any of that. But it starts with that. Like, it starts within you. How bad do you want it?
You think he's going to be the star out of this draft?
Cam?
Yeah.
He could be. He could be.
You think he could be the Jaden Daniels next year with that Tennessee team?
No. He ain't gonna be that good. He ain't gonna be that good. And plus,
I don't know if he's got the players around.
Daniels had his offense was a little better. But yeah, he can. Tennessee needs help everywhere. Daniels didn't need a whole lot of help. He needed help, but he didn't. He's got more to work with than Daniels. But than Cam. But we'll see. He like you said, he's got a lot to prove. When you got a lot to prove and you're angry, and you want to show people, hey, you go that extra mile. So you're there early. You leave late. Brady had to do the same thing. Nobody believed in Brady.
That's true.
And now we're talking greatest quarterback ever. So nobody believed in him. Mr. Irrelevant too. Purdy, same thing. Purdy's about to get a big paycheck. It depends on where you go and who you work with and how bad you want it. But it starts with you. I'm glad we brought it. I mentioned Brady real quick. I got to say something real quick.
Yeah.
I looked up something. I saw it was crazy. I'm going to say something people might not agree with me.
There's a surprise.
Mahomes is not better than Montana. He's not. I'm a Mahomes guy. He's not. I was just scrolling through stuff.
I'm surprised you said that.
He's not. He's not. He's not. They just threw him right to Brady. He's not.
Is Mahomes better than Brady?
No. No.
Is he a top 5 of all time quarterback?
Mahomes?
Yeah.
Yeah. He will be. He is now, probably. Yeah, he's
So
now.
why do you say Montana in your mind is better than Mahomes?
4 Super Bowls.
Okay.
All MVPs.
Okay.
He didn't throw one interception. Not one. Not one. 4 Super Bowls. He got 4 rings.
I agree with you.
I
on
think.
that.
I think he's MVP of them. I know he's MVP of 3 of them. I think 2 or 3 of them. I'm sure. But he didn't throw any interceptions.
Would you say he had better talent around him?
Well, he had Jerry Rice, so that helps.
Yeah.
But still, you still had a young Rice. You still had a
Dwight Clark.
yeah. You had Dwight Clark. Dwight Clark is the catch, but Dwight Clark wasn't.
Wasn't Kelsey.
Yeah. Nowhere near.
Right.
And Tyreek Hill was no slouch. They had a running game. They had defense. So the teams, Roger Craig wasn't. He was okay, but
So basically what you're saying is
people rushed.
Joe didn't have the breakdown
People rushed
in the
that
big
gun.
game.
People
like
rushed that
Mahomes
gun.
did.
People rushed that gun. They prisoner of the moment.
Well, and then people don't really realize either is Montana made a run with the Chiefs.
He made him run with the Chiefs with nothing.
I remember.
Yeah, he wore
when
19.
Yeah. I remember that year.
Yeah, Golden Joe. People forgot about it.
Yeah.
Like they just because people get, oh, he can do this and do that. Oh, Stafford been doing that. The sidearm and the this. I love Mahomes. He'll be back again this year. But he's not Montana. Sorry.
You really think though that they're going to turn it around?
Yeah, he's got a haircut. He's mad. Kelsey's mad. Everybody's pissed off. They got embarrassed. He's got a haircut. He looks the part. Kelsey's going to be in tip-top shape. They're talking about making this move. They're going to make the defense better. They are pissed. They are pissed. Had they won, I would say no. They're pissed. They'll be back. Chargers ain't going to beat them. Who's going to beat them? Chargers, Oakland? No. We've seen how the Josh thing works out.
Right. That's interesting.
No, they'll be back. They'll be back.
So anything else you want to throw out there, sport-wise, that I might have missed so far?
Training camps are good.
Training
camps is coming up. Oh, yeah. What else I want to say? I want to say one more thing.
Is the training camps, are we waiting to see who's going to get injured and how the seasons are going to
Because you still
be a downward spiral?
You still need, because you still, like you guys, you say you might get another pass rusher.
Zadarius Smith.
He's
begging.
begging.
He said he wants to come back.
He's begging to come back.
Yeah. Well, cash downs from here might be one reason.
I don't know.
You never know.
Yeah, you never know.
I mean, listen, I would like to see him come back here. I don't know if he would be that dominant force, because when he came here, he really wasn't he wasn't the dominant force that they thought he was going to be.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing him come back, but
he wants to come
maybe on a team friendly contract.
If he wants to come back, bring him back. I mean, if he wants to come back,
let him come back.
Let
him have a suite for Cash Doll, so that she can bring all her.
Yeah.
I mean, look at the publicity it's going to bring.
Exactly, because he's dying to do it.
Yeah.
So maybe there's something there if he's dying to do it. But
would you want to see Thibodeau here?
I really don't care who you guys get. To be honest with you, I don't care. I don't think you're going to win the Super Bowl. Anyway.
I don't know if
But
Dallas
that would be interesting.
I mean, I'm sorry. I don't know if New York would give up Thibodeau.
I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Because you got Abdul Carter, and then you got Brian Burns.
Yep.
Both are very good.
Yep.
But
it would make a
Abdul's
difference.
coming off of an Achilles.
It would make a difference.
Yeah.
It would make a difference. It would. It would definitely make a difference, for sure. Absolutely.
So what else you have?
I'm going to say this, and then we can leave it out. We can leave it.
Okay.
From a sports perspective, we got a lot of sport. It's a lot of stuff there. So we didn't even get into the Aaron Rodgers at Pittsburgh thing.
Well, let's talk about it if you want to talk. I don't
have nothing to say.
I mean, it's kind of old news,
It's
but
old
I mean,
news.
how do you feel the Pittsburgh Steelers are going to be this year with Aaron? You think Aaron is going to have a comeback player of the year kind of a thing? If it's going to happen, I think it could happen with Pittsburgh and Tomlin. I just don't think he had the coach with the Jets.
8-9.
I think it's 8 and 9.
Yeah.
Okay.
8-9. I think Aaron has a little bit left in the tank because he didn't play horribly he didn't play horribly.
And even though they got rid of Pickens, which he's a head case anyway.
Yeah.
You still got DK Metcalf.
Yeah. Well, if they would have kept paid, that would have been really bad. But we got him in check. But I don't think I see 8-9. I think he respects Tomlin. The defense is going to win some games. They got to get Watt together.
Well, what's intriguing to me is you look at how successful DK Metcalf was with Geno Smith. Mm-hmm. I think Aaron Rodgers is a better passer, better quarterback than Geno Smith.
Absolutely.
Which,
even at 40.
Yeah. I mean, I think Metcalf could have a breakout year.
Yeah. Yeah. You still need some sort of run game. Harris is gone, I think.
Yes.
You need some sort of so Aaron can just turn around and not have everybody in his face all the time because he's scared now. You can just tell I watched him, last year. He was on his back foot a lot, just looking. He's going to need to be protected. That's for sure. He's going to need a little more time. So they need to have a tight end.
I think Tomlin will work to his strengths.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, Tomlin's
I
smart.
mean,
guy.
I know at 40, you're not going to be the same player you were at 28, but I think they know his limitations.
Yeah, and they waited out for him. I'm going to say this too. A lot of people may not want to hear. Tomlin's last year is this year.
You think so?
Yep. Yep.
I'm actually
not gonna win.
intrigued.
They're not going to win. They gambled on the 1 year with Rodgers. It's not going to work.
You think so?
He's
You
gone.
don't think? Well,
Now, he's not out of coaching. He's a great coach.
but Pittsburgh is not known to be firing head coaches.
I know. But it's been
But do you think
Decade.
Will Howard can be that guy? Give him a year under Rodgers, and you got your young quarterback and Will Howard. And from what I've read, Aaron is actually, kind of coming
trying
around.
to help somebody.
Yeah, believe it or not. I mean, you didn't see it with Love. I mean, at least from what we seen
In the beginning, at the end.
Yeah,
Aaron doesn't even like his
the
brother. I mean, I like Aaron Rodgers. I do. I really do. I think he's a walker to his own drum beat, and that's fine. There's a lot of people that do that. Ali did it. But I think he likes attention. He likes to hold stuff up, and he likes it. But he's no doubt a great quarterback. But is this the right fit? We won't know. Like I say, he needs a run game. He needs to be protected. He's 41. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be an exciting season, though.
I agree with you. I think to me, you don't know what you're going to get this
You don't
year.
know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're going to get.
Who's going to go down with injuries and all that
Yep.
other stuff.
Yeah, you don't
What,
know.
what else you got before we get up out of here?
America, who's ever listening, Caitlin Clark is the most valuable sports player in the world right now. Period. End of story. Period. End of story. She's bigger than any golfer, anybody in the NBA. She's the most valuable sports figure in sports today, right now. If you want to throw somebody else out there, I'll wait.
Well, I happen to agree with you. Why do you think she gets so much flack from the players?
'Cause she's
that are
good.
there? That's the only reason.
And she's white. She's good and she's white. That's why. And she doesn't.
I've never seen such. I don't know if I'd go all out and say hatred. I would say maybe more dislike for somebody that, hate to tell everybody, Caitlin Clark didn't play in the WNBA. We wouldn't even be talking about the WNBA right now.
I don't even watch her. I just don't watch the league. But I'm not stupid.
Did you hear Angel Reese say that?
No. No.
Did you hear Angel Reese
No.
say that she
I didn't hear it.
patterned her game off from Michael Jordan?
No. I didn't hear that. First of all, you have to learn how to dribble. You have to know how to dribble. You know what? In Angel Reese's defense, and it's just not a Caitlin Clark Angel. It's never been to me.
No.
Because they don't. First of all, they don't play the same position. One is way better than the other. They put too much of that on Angel Reese. They tried to do that. That's not the comparison. Compare her to Asia Wilson or somebody, or another big or something. Don't compare her to a guard who dominates the ball and who's way better. Like, she gets real triple doubles, not 9, 10, 10, and 10s, 10, 10, and 10s of putbacks. And no, it's not fair to Angel Reese. So what she has to do now, and she knows it, she has to get clicks in other ways to take away the attention from her not being the player that people thought she was going to be. She's like the 50th best person in the league. People forget, like Skylar Diggins and other players that's been there. Now you got Beckers on their heels, on people's heels. So it was just too much. So let her do what she does in her Instagram stuff, and because the basketball stuff, they got beat by the Fever. She wasn't even playing. Caitlin Clark wasn't even playing. They got blown out. So it's not, they put too much of that for her. But yeah, Caitlin Clark's the most important sports figure in the world today?
In the world, out of all the sports,
Name it. Name somebody. I told you I wait.
out of baseball,
Name them.
are we just saying popularity?
No. Who's more important?
Drawing more interest to
Drawing
the
more
league.
interest. Who's
Okay.
drawing more? Nobody watched it when she was out.
Right. Well, if that's what you're thinking,
And name
I
them,
can see that.
Yeah, and name a more person valuable to their team or to their sport. Mahomes is not no more. Tiger's gone. Jordan ain't here. LeBron's 50.
Yeah.
And just what?
Well, I agree. The most important person for your league, absolutely.
Absolutely. So that's my take on it.
Wow.
Gearing up for the season, folks.
Yeah. And listen, we are going to if you'd like to see us after, let's take a poll on this.
Let's
Maybe we can get a poll rolling
all the way up
on
into the
Instagram.
seasons.
Yeah. Do you want to see the Roar right after the Lions, or maybe on the late night games we talk about it the next day?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm fine either way.
Doesn't matter to me.
Got to shoot that down to
Yeah.
Big Dave,
Yeah.
but I mean, hey,
Yeah. Doesn't matter to me.
we did kind of do a little both last year,
And it went pretty well. It went very well. So
and of course, that is something that'll be coming up real soon.
yeah.
I mean, within the next few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you think since it's more geared, so it's still the Roar
yeah.
sports, but when the Lions start, is it just going to be? Are we just doing football? Or we're still going to do everything, right?
I'm
'Cause
sure
that-
we
well,
will.
football's
I'm sure we
king,
can
yeah.
throw everything in there, especially for the next day. I mean, we're going to be. I mean, think about it. I mean, the Tigers are still going to be hot in action. Mm-hmm. The Pistons will be gearing up.
Yeah. Sports.
You know, the Red Wings will be back.
I mean, yeah, Lions will be the focus,
the
for
Lions-
sure.
yeah.
But we'll be paying attention to other things going on.
Yeah.
See if Eiserman can get a couple stars. That's what everybody's screaming for him to get a couple of stars. I can't dig into it. I haven't. All I know is that's the scream. They need a superstar, and a star, or two superstars.
Well, it'll be interesting to see.
So yeah, let's start. Following.
Lots of Detroit sports coming up in the next few months, heating up. Then of course you got U of M,
Yep.
Michigan State,
Yep.
the whole. What do you call it? Super.
Got your guy.
The super
Ohio,
big conference.
Ohio State.
Oh, Ryan Day. You got the big super conference that it was so funny that when Tony was on,
Mm-hmm.
he had talked so much about it becoming one big super conference, and it's looking like that's what it's going to end up being.
He said it. He did say
He
it.
said it a long time ago.
We'll get him back. We'll get
Yeah.
him back on here and
And-
talk about that.
Yeah.
And to talk about his new ventures.
So yeah.
He's got going. Yep.
So we have a lot of football, a lot of football, baseball, hockey,
Yep.
basketball. Might delve into some Michigan high school sports. I mean, it's going to be action packed. Oh, and I was going to tell you this. Our friend Sean Stewart will be coming on in the next few weeks.
Oh, nice.
We're going to have a new segment called Safer Trap.
Okay.
I'll let him explain it to you.
Okay, good.
He's the big, because everybody has you guys don't talk about betting and
Gambling?
and all that other stuff. And I'll be honestly, I don't know. If I were going to lay a bet down, it would
Somebody
be
did
like win or lose.
Yeah.
I don't know the whole
You
points.
don't
and
follow
all-
the points and
no,
how much you're getting. Yeah.
No, but he knows that very well. And so he'll be joining us in the next few weeks. We'll have him on from 586 Sports.
Oh, okay. And you might, if Jarrett and the team want to load up this year,
Yeah.
we might be at a few local pubs.
Yeah, we're looking forward to doing
I know
that.
Frazier's is interested in Ann Arbor. Maybe we can get some U of M folks. We go up there or whatever. So it's going to be fun.
Lots of exciting things coming up in the near future. We'll be back on next Wednesday. That's right, Wednesday coming up. And then we'll have another week off because Jared gets to go up north and camp.
Mm-hmm.
So Jared's going to take a week off. He's been working hard.
Yeah.
So he deserves a week off.
Absolutely.
And he sleeps.
makes it go.
He sleeps in his car. He camps in his car. You got to have to see this before we leave.
Actually, I think that's better than sleeping in a tent.
You think so?
Yeah. Nobody can get in your car.
Well, that's
No
true.
squirrels or raccoons.
He's got like a kitchen in there too. You would have never thought.
That's crazy.
You're gonna have to take a look at it.
Yeah,
before
but
we
Jared's
leave.
smart, so he
Yeah.
knows what he's doing.
So, well, listen, everybody. Thanks for tuning into the Roar Live right here on My Michigan TV and the Kivana Broadcast Network. We'll be back next week with more Detroit sports, where the Tigers will be, more Lion news, all that good stuff.
Yep.
So, until then, we will bid you adieu.
Stay
See ya
safe, folks.
next week, right here on the Roar Live.
All right.